Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Wendy. This video is one that I've been wanting to make for a very long time. It's been on my mind for quite some time now, and I finally have the time to make it. So yeah, this is my, I don't know what I'm going to title it yet, but it's basically about moving to Lagos. Should you do it? Is it important that you do it? Here are things to remember or consider before you do it. Okay, so yeah, let's get into it. I hope you find this video helpful. If you do, please subscribe, leave a comment, and like the video, and share if you want to, with your people that are considering to move to Lagos as well. Share, let news spread. Okay, yeah. So background story of how I came to be in Lagos. I came to Lagos. I had family in Lagos, family living in Lagos over the years when I was a child, and I would come for like holidays and stuff. I even applied to come to University of Lagos, but I didn't get the course that I wanted, so I pushed it aside and I went to University of Port. So yeah, all this is to say that I was already familiar with Lagos, in the sense that I already knew the state. I had been visiting since I was a child, but it were just visits and I was a child, so what did I know? So I was already familiar with the state basically, but I didn't see it with adult eyes. So before I moved here, I came for a trip in, what year was this now? I think 2018 or 2017. I think it's 2017. I came here for a blogger event. I believe it was 2017. I came here for a blogger event. I stayed with family, friends. I even fell sick on that trip. I was ill, but I kind of liked the aura, I guess. But then I was coming for an event to meet people that I had been talking to online. So of course I would have liked the aura. I didn't really understand. I didn't really see it in any other ways, but a visitor. Oh, it's nice. Let's say it's my first. That was my first time actually coming to Lagos as an adult. So yeah, like fully aware of myself and everything. Then service year came. NYSC, that's National Youth Service Corps, and I got Lagos. I did not work my what do you call it, deployment. I didn't work it or anything. I just got Lagos. States I cannot remember all, but I know I put Lagos, Abuja. I think I put Cross River. I can't remember the other states that I put, but I was just like, I want Lagos. I want Lagos. I've been to Lagos. Let me just go to Lagos. Lagos is fun, Lagos is this, Lagos is that. And at the time, I was dating someone that lived in Lagos. So I'm like, oh my god, there'll be no more long distance, all of that. So I came to Lagos. I got Lagos and I was so glad. I was so happy I got Lagos. I didn't even have to spend money. I got Lagos like that. I was really happy. So coming to Lagos, it was camp. I spent 3 weeks in camp. Camp was fun. I made a lot of friends. I joined LMB, that's Lagos Musical Band, Lagos Musical Brigade Band. So it was fun actually. But then I left camp and then I entered the real world of Lagos. So I started realizing how difficult life in Lagos was at that point. At that point, it was now becoming quite apparent to me. So after service, I left Lagos for a bit, and then I came back. I left Lagos 2019, I think August. Yeah, August. And then I came back in October for a job interview. I went back again in December. I didn't come back until not 2019, sorry, this is 2020, right? Yes, 2020 December, and all that was 2020. And then I got a job March 2021, so I came back fully to Lagos. I was already living, I already paid rent in an apartment, so I was not living there. My rent was just going. So when I came back, my rent was almost up. I had to find a house. that was when Lagos started hitting me. So that's when I really started experiencing Lagos in earnest, because now I'm a full adult. I'm responsible for myself. I'm working, I'm feeding, I'm doing everything by myself in Lagos by myself. My family no longer lives here. I do have a family friend, an auntie, hi auntie, that stays in Lagos, but we don't live close because she's on the mainland, I stay on the island. So I couldn't like shuttle. It's not that easy. So yeah, so all this is my background story of how I found myself in Lagos. And my home actually is Port Harcourt. I'm a PH girl, born and raised in Port Harcourt. Yeah, PH to the world. So yes, so before I ramble on and on and on and on again, thankfully I wrote notes. See my short note one, but I wrote notes and I want to discuss the things I wrote down because I think that they're very important. Because it's a new year, and I know some people might be wanting to do some changes, you know, they're ready to make changes in your life, and then relocating could be one of them, and relocating to Lagos could be one of your thoughts or one of your things that you're considering, really. So I hope this video will be actually very helpful in making your decision. So first things first, things to consider before you come to Lagos. Let me check my notes. So the first thing I wrote is where to live, proximity to work. If you're coming here to work, which is most likely the reason you're relocating, consider the place that you work. It is very important to where you want to live. It is extremely important because Lagos is a small state, but then the city is the whole state, and it's divided into the mainland and the island. So most jobs or most companies tend to have their head offices or a lot of their branches on the island, and either on the island or Ikeja on the mainland. So those are the two hot spots for a lot of companies. If you are living at, say you are living at let me say your job. Let's say your job is in VI, which a lot of jobs actually are in VI. A lot of companies are in VI. That's Victoria Island, and you find a nice spot at where can I give? I don't know plenty names of places on the mainland. Let's say you find a place at Ikorodu. Ikorodu is really far, but I think you can shuttle. You can there's ferries that you can use from Ikorodu to VI. I think, I'm not so sure because I've never done it, but I've heard of things like that. So that's an option too. But then Ikorodu to VI by road, it's not a journey you want to be doing every day. The stress it will take on you. I mean, the toll of the stress or the journey it will take on you will not. It won't be as. I don't think there's any job that's worth it, honestly, because at a point you fall sick. You can't expect to live long when you do that kind of journey every day. It's not easy. It's not a joke, honestly. If you're working in VI or working on somewhere on the island, find a place that at least in 2-3 hours you would be on the island. That's the best bet, honestly. Not 5 hours. 5 hours will kill you. If I'm being honest, it will kill you. It's a lot. It's actually a lot. So 3 hours, 2 hours, very lovely. 1 hour, very marvelous. Do your research. I can't figure out the best place for everybody because I do not know. I'm still sort of a newcomer. So yeah, do your research. Find the best place that will not stress you out. Because it's very important. So that's one thing to consider. The proximity from your house to your office. Consider that. Secondly, expenses. Like I said, Lagos is not a cheap city. It's not an affordable city. It is an expensive city. Okay? Fine. expensive is relative. Some people can actually afford what other people would call very expensive. Say, okay, things like transportation to work. I'm saying work a lot because I work in 9 to 5 or an 8 to 5. So this is my reality, this is my life. So I'm going to speak on what I know and my experiences. So say you work and you are not ready to, or you don't have a car, or you're not ready to use all them Bolt and Uber every day, because that does add up. If you're not ready to do that and you want to be jumping bus, it's going to cost you. Even bus is not cheap. Sorry, bus is not cheap. Lagos was the first place I ever came to. That a journey, I always say this thing, it's because it sounds crazy to me, that a journey from one point to another point, it's not even that far, honestly. You could be spending like 300, 400 naira in bus, just one straight ride, bus fare. I had never, before coming to Lagos, I had never ever paid up to 300 naira. Okay, no, let me stretch that. Up to 400 bucks in one bus ride. One bus ride. Even the 300 naira, where would I be going to in Port Harcourt that I'll be spending 300 naira straight? Nothing is coming to my head. But 400 naira in a bus ride, and this bus ride in other cities or in my city, that bus ride should be like 150, 200 naira. That is the normal rate because it's the distance, it's the same distance, but you're in Lagos, so things are different. So those kind of things you pile up. So okay, say now that to go to your office, you have to use one bus, one keke, one bike before you get to your office. Bus 400, keke 200, 250, bike 200. That's almost how much? 200, 250, 450, 400, 850 just going. Coming back might still be the same or even worse, because if there's traffic, transport increases. If rain falls, transport increases. There are so many factors to the increment in traffic in transport fares in Lagos. Anything can make transport increase. Anything. Buhari is around, transport has increased. rain fell, transport. It's very windy, transport has increased. So there are a lot of things to consider like that, because it adds up. So say that okay, you spent 850 coming to work, going you might be spending 1,200 in a day. That's almost 2,000 naira or more than 2,000 naira. How much are you earning? This is public transportation. This is not Bolt or Uber. This is not your private car. This is public transportation. That's the cheapest option that you can get. That's one aside. That's transportation kept aside. And then feeding is not cheap. Except you go to, or you have the chance to go to all the markets and what's the name of that thing? Is it trade fair? Or those places are basically, they have a lot of vendors in one place, a lot of foodstuff sellers in one place. Even then, it's still going to be expensive because the city is just generally expensive. And then couple it with now living on the island. Say you live on the island, it is more expensive, a lot of money. So feeding is a lot. Feeding is a lot, especially if you have a family. I'm just by myself, so it's relatively cheaper for me because sometimes I don't even have the energy to cook. So not the energy, I don't have the time to cook. So yeah, feeding is expensive. Food stuff is not cheap. What else can I give as daily expenses? Yeah, you know the things you use like water, lights, those kind of things. I don't know if the tariff here is higher. I don't know what it is, but well, maybe it's because I don't pay my bills. I don't pay bills when I'm back home, and I don't know what to compare it to. But I know that I spend a lot of money on my bills, a lot of money on lights, water. Another idea, another thing to remember and say. If you are coming to live on the island, please be aware that you would be buying water. I don't think a lot of people say this. Yeah, I don't think people say this enough. But if you're coming to live on the island, if you have plans of living on the island, please be aware that you're going to be buying water. And by buying water, I mean that you will not, the water that you can pump, the water that's in the borehole or whatever in your house, you can't use it to cook. You can't use it, you can't drink it. You can't, I don't know, brush your teeth with it. You have to buy water. So whether it's buying an additional external tanker supplying water, or buying pure water, bag of pure water, just so you can cook, or whatever it is, you're going to be doing that. So you're already paying for water, you're going to be buying units and everything to pump your water normally, but then the water that you're pumping, you can't use it to do a lot of things. They are very limited. You can't cook with it, you can't brush your teeth with it, you can't drink it. Don't even dare. You want to die. So the water is not clean on the island. It's not clean. It's not clean. Let me just tell you. If nobody has told you, let me be the one to tell you. It is not clean. So have that at the back of your mind. You're going to make expenses for that. And then what else? I think that, okay, then going out is going out. You know, going out would be spending money. So best thing to do is maybe whenever I want to go out, if I'm going to a new restaurant, if I'm going to somewhere I haven't been before, I always look up their menu. Can I afford it? If I can't afford the items on it, I don't go. I don't go. So basically going out is, I would say going out is expensive. You pick places according to what you have, your budget and everything. There's always a place to hang out in Lagos. We'll get to that. So yeah, that is one thing to consider. Next one is the nature of life in the city. This can be a good or a bad thing, depends on your personality and what you're used to and what you're open to. So I'm coming from Port Harcourt. Port Harcourt is a relatively small city and it's kind of slow paced. It's a very relaxed state. You're very relaxed. There's nobody's running. Nobody is running in Port Harcourt. Lagos is very fast paced. Very things are happening like this. It's very fast paced. So if you don't necessarily like that lifestyle, or if it's not something that you want at all in your life, Lagos is not a place for you. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news or good news, whichever. But Lagos is not a place for you if you want your lifestyle, if you think you want to come and act, you know, very relaxed. Except you're on vacation. If you're coming here to live, I don't know what to tell you, but it's not going to be slow. Prepare your mind for that. Prepare your mind. Yeah. So yeah, that's that point. It's very straight to the point. Next one is importance. So basically, this is very important, honestly. If Lagos is not going to help you, if you're not coming to work, if you're not coming to do something very important in this Lagos, think about it. Are you really ready to stress yourself? Like all the points I've mentioned, stressful, traffic, expenses, all these things. Are you really ready to combat all of this if it's not very important to your life at this point? You just want to come because you want a change of environment. Is Lagos really the right place for you to have that change of environment? Because you're going to have a change of environment, granted, but you're also going to see some things that you might not be ready for. Because if you're not thinking about, like, what is it really worth my stress? Is it really worth this hell that I'm going through? If it's not worth it, guys, please consider this before you move here. Just here to tell you that. So let's go on to like the pros and the cons. So the pros. Because that's pros. That's pros. I sum them up. So one, opportunities. Lagos is like the hub of Nigeria. It's the entertainment hub, fintech hub, any enjoyment hub. There are a lot of things that can be done in Lagos. Businesses. I'm of the opinion that if your business doesn't move in Lagos, I'm not sure you can move any other place in Nigeria. Maybe the ports, there's Sakapa, people go there and you know. But I just feel like if whatever you're looking for is not in Lagos, I don't know you can find it. Really, because Lagos has a lot of opportunities. Well, I don't know everything, but for most things, I feel like there's a place for it in Lagos. There's a market for it in Lagos here. So it's a land of opportunities. I will not even deny that. It's a land of opportunities. If you're ready to make some money, if you think that your city or your state is limiting, and then you're ready to open to different people, I'm sure Lagos has something for you. That, honestly, to be honest, that's the truth. Another pro is enjoyment. Lagos sabi the work. Basically, like Lagos, there's nothing you cannot do in Lagos. Lagos is fun. I won't even lie. Lagos is fun. There's so much for you to do. There's the beach, if you're the beach kind of person. There are clubs, if you're the club kind of person. There are entertainment centers, there are game centers, there are karaoke bars. There's just everything. There are restaurants to try. There are events to go to, there are shows to go to, there are concerts. Lagos has a lot of stuff going on. There's always something to entertain you. So yeah, I know I'm not the most outgoing person, but I know that when I want to have fun, I know I can have maximum fun. Just so far as you're ready to spend the money. But there's always something to do. You can't be bored. If you want to be bored, you can be bored. But if you don't want to be bored, it's very easy to not get bored. There's a new spot opening every time. There's this new place opening. So Lagos is filled with enjoyment, if I'm being honest. Lagos is enjoyable. And in fact, the culture here is quite beautiful, honestly. There are weddings to attend, and then it starts in the Yoruba culture. I'm not Yoruba, so this is like actually the most exposed I've been to people of the Yoruba tribe. It's the most exposed. In Port Harcourt, I don't think there are a lot of Yoruba people in Port Harcourt. So I came in very limited. I had not seen some kind of things that I've seen now, some kind of characters, some kind of things that I have seen. That's what I've just 10 meters. So yeah, so the cons, the not so bright cons. Well, to me, it can be a pro to someone else, but to me, it's kind of like a con. It's kind of fast-paced, like I already talked about, and I'm not really used to it yet. People always say, then why you soon get used to Lagos. I'm not sure I want to get used to it. I'm not sure I want to get used to the madness. There are a lot of mad people in Lagos. Lagos is filled with mad people. Sorry if you're a Lagosian, but a lot of them are mad. The next con is that it's expensive. It's actually a very expensive city to live in. Actually, when you're just getting started with life like I am, it can be expensive. So the best thing to do if you're coming to Lagos and you're not ready to spend as much, consider all the things I've mentioned. Consider where you're living, your apartment, your rent. Consider your transportation to work. Because guys, another thing I forgot to mention is that the further you are away from work, the more expensive it is to come to the office. So if you say, I'm going to be saving costs when I leave at I keep calling it Ikorodu. That's the only place I really know. You're going to be saving costs when I leave at Ikorodu. Check it. Maybe at the end of the day, you're spending almost 3,000 just to go and come back to work. Is it really worth it? Is it really worth it? Plus the stress you'll be going through. Is it really worth it? So the closer to your office, so the better, honestly, truthfully, honestly. So yeah, I hope with these few points of mine, I've been able to convince and not to confuse you of things to consider before you move to Lagos. So yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it was really quick and helpful and you got some useful tidbits from it. I'll see you guys in my next one. If you liked what you saw, or if you like what you heard, or like what you just watched, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment in the comment section below. Follow me on my social media pages. They will be on the screen and in the description box as well. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. I love you guys. Have a prosperous new year.